Good morning, traders. This is Shane Scott, the moderator of Newsware's Trade Talk. At Trade Talk, we're providing you with the up-to-the-minute news on the market, along with the facts, themes, and short-term trading ideas for the day ahead. Joining me today is our trading anchor, Bill Olson, who brings over 30 years of institutional trading knowledge to our program. Let's get things started with our markets update. U.S. futures are mixed this morning, with S&P futures down 0.22%, Dow futures up 0.12%, and NASDAQ futures down 0.79%. Futures have dropped as rising treasury yields brought renewed pressure to equity with lofty valuations. 10-year treasury reached 1.6%, and the dollar is strengthened against all of its major peers. Tesla slid 3% in pre-market trading, while Apple and Microsoft also have dropped. Brent crude traded near $70 a barrel after Saudi Arabia made known that the world's largest crude oil terminal was attacked on Sunday from the sea. The missiles were intercepted, and oil output appeared to be unaffected. Global markets have become preoccupied by the risks associated with rising treasury yields and fears that the government aid programs could overheat economic growth. Just tomorrow, the $1.9 trillion stimulus package from President Biden is widely expected to pass. One question on the topic that remains to be made clear is whether equity valuations have become excessive, particularly speculative tech shares. It's worth considering when you look at the facts, like how NASDAQ 100 index has fallen under 8% since February. Over in Europe,
banks
and travel shares lifted regional benchmarks, while over in Asia, China's main stock benchmark entered a correction this morning on concerns about liquidity conditions and valuations in some of the recent favored stocks. Bill, what are you seeing as far as market updates?
Well, I've been watching the S&P since last night, and they were up almost 1% last night. Then they turned negative all morning. They were down almost 1% at one time. And they've moving off their earlier lows, and they almost turned positive. They're just fractionally down right now, so that's a positive sign. The catalyst to the move lower really is the tech stocks. There's a rotation out of the tech stocks due to the lofty valuations and yields rising. You got to remember, when the yields rising, that's a safe return. Technology stocks do not pay a dividend, so there's always a concern with them. I see bond yields continue to push higher. Oil prices remain elevated. The weekend stimulus package is a catalyst today, but it's not really moving tech shares. But I do see it's moving the Dow futures this morning, and S&P futures are, as I said, are just fractionally off. A little concern with Microsoft. They did have that hacking incident. Stocks down 0.69% in the pre-market. It was down much more earlier because of China-backed hacking incident that affected tens of thousands of U.S. Microsoft consumers. But that's what I'm seeing this morning, Shane.
Well, why don't we look at earnings to watch today? Bill, what are you seeing as far as insights as far as upcoming earning announcements?
Well, there were no earnings that really were stellar that came out this morning. But this afternoon, we have Casey Stores. That's ticker CASY. It's priced for a move of 5.3%. We have Stitch Fix. That's SFIX. Sam Frank India X-Ray. It's priced for a move of 22%. What else am I seeing? Theater operator AMC, they're going to be releasing their earnings this week. It's priced for a 25% move. I'm expecting them to post a significant drop in their fourth quarter earnings on Wednesday. The fresh pandemic curbs really kept these theaters closed. So I don't see, anything really significant coming out of AMC. Oracle's releasing this week. They're priced for a 5% move. They're expected to post a rise in third quarter revenue as a sustained trend of remote work is going to likely drive strong demand for its cloud services. And let's not forget Wednesday, we have BMBL, which is Bumble, Boy Mary, Boy Larry. This is an online dating platform and expected to report its first quarterly results as a public company on Wednesday. They compete with Match, they compete with Tinder, and they're benefiting from a rise of online dating apps during the COVID-19 pandemic. little cautious here, but that's what I'm seeing this morning.
Moving into our economic reports, Bill, what type of reports are we seeing today?
At 10 a.m., there's the wholesale inventory report, and that's really the main economic report that's going to be due out today.
Moving into our morning's critical insights, starting things off with one on Line Group, that's ticker LGHL. Line Group just signed an engagement letters with Maxim Group and Loeb to form its second SPAC company called Aquarius Acquisition. One on Viatris, ticker VTRS, and Kidneva Drug Delivery. It said that the FDA has granted tentative approval for its treatment for asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. In other news, McAfee, ticker MKFE, said that it agreed to sell its enterprise business to a consortium led by Symphony Technology Group for the transfer, which is about $4 billion transaction. The transaction is expected to close by the end of 2021. In other news, one on Evolve Technology. Evolve Technology has just entered into an agreement with Newhold, that's ticker NHIC, to merge and form the combined company Evolve under the ticker symbol EVLV. The combined value of the companies would be $1.25 billion. Lastly, for me, we have one on WEX, ticker WEX, a financial tech service provider, which made an agreement with Ford Smart Mobility, which is part of the Ford company, ticker F, by providing Ford's commercial fleets with fuel cards and assistance in that way. Bill, what do you see as far as this morning's news?
Well, Shane, I break my news alerts down into sector-based alerts as well as event-based alerts. I'm really looking to gauge those hot stories as they come across the tape very quickly, so they're actionable. This morning I see some news story on Apple. This is kind of more of a rumor, but Apple is apparently planning to release a mixed reality headset in mid 2022 for around $1,000, and they're going to follow that by some AR glasses in 2025. I find that to be interesting. At least they're still in development mode. Amazon, they own about 16% of Deliverzoo. And Deliverzoo is a food delivery company. And earlier today, the company said it's considered an IPO on the London Stock Exchange. So that's a net positive for Amazon today. I have my Dow Jones 30 alert. And, Microsoft, as I said earlier, China is linked to these hacking incidents into the Microsoft email network that supposedly is affecting like 30,000 email addresses. But here's an interesting one on Merck. Merck announced an experimental COVID-19 drug that promises to be kind of like a Tamiflu for the pandemic, and it had positive results in a preliminary study. The pill significantly reduces infection virus in its subjects in mid-stage study after 5 days of treatment. So it's a net positive for Merck. And you look at the stock, it's trading higher this morning. So they seem to like that. And Merck is at that drug conference right now where they're going to be giving an update on their HIV treatment later this week. Boeing, that's ticker BA, an agreement was reached late Friday where the EU is going to be lifting tariffs on Boeing for a 4-month period, while the U.S. and European negotiators continue to talk about a trade deal. So that's a positive news for Boeing. It also affects some additional stocks that are hit by tariffs by the European Union. My FDA alert, I just want to talk about Lilly for a second. That's ticker LLY. Because in early January, it announced it had done what was considered the near impossible. They achieved positive results in a phase 2 study of its Alzheimer's disease drug. The data in Lilly's press release, however, was limited. The company promised to, at that time, to offer more detailed results from the phase 2 study in the near future. Well, guess what? Those additional results are coming out on Saturday in a presentation at a conference on March 13th. So you want to keep an eye on shares of Lilly this weekend. That's ticker LLY. Let's talk about some investors' days, because these can really, create movement in the stock price. And this week we have 3 of the big U.S. telecom companies are all hosting investor days this week. Verizon Communication goes first on Wednesday. Uh, T-Mobile is doing theirs on Thursday, and AT&T is doing their investor day on Friday. Um, Today we have an investor day for Cigna. That's ticker CI, Charlie India. Management is apparently going to be discussing emerging trends in the healthcare and how the company can expand and address the market that's out there for the healthcare industry. Tomorrow we have Chevron. That's ticker CVX. You look at the Chevron and the oil company. It's been on a great run as of late. The company's executive leadership, along with the CEO, they're going to discuss the oil giant's transition to cleaner energy, among other topics, such as an update to spending and financial return targets to its investors. I see CYBR, that says CyberArk, Charlie Yellow, Boy Richard. They're holding a virtual investor day on Wednesday, March 10th. And Sonos, ticker NOSO, they're holding their first analyst day since becoming a public company on Tuesday, March 9th.
Moving into our trade talk picks for today, I'm picking Newhold, ticker NHIC. This is the one that's making the merger agreement with Evolve Technology to form this new company under the ticker symbol EVLV. The combined value of the company, $1.25 billion. So it's a big price. It's an interesting type of company too. It's going to be an AI-enabled touchless security screening. It's becoming a publicly traded company, so it's a pretty innovative type of sector they're moving into, and it's got a lot of momentum behind it. So I think this is one that we can get into and see some green today. I'd get in under or at 1025. It's a little bit higher than that right now. I'd like to see it move a little bit lower and then see some gain as we move towards the end of the day. What's your pick looking like today, Bill?
Well, I'm going with Lowe's. It's ticker LOW. The fact is the stock's been beaten up recently, but they are expected to be one of the clear winners of the latest stimulus package. There was a very positive story on Lowe's and Barron's over the weekend. Lowe's is far more than just a COVID-19 play. It's really set to become a more profitable company. And while the housing market is becoming more resilient, you're going to see Lowe's benefit from that. At this level, the stock has support and, more importantly, room to run. The fact that it's not a tech stock today is a real positive. And tomorrow UBS is starting a conference, and Lowe's is going to be discussed. So I'm expecting shares of Lowe's to start moving higher today. I do have a price target in there for Lowe's of 158.25 area. So you want to just keep your eye on Lowe's today, this morning, LOW.
Well, moving into what's hot off the press, this is the news that's hitting the tape as we speak that we're moving the stocks today. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So, Bill, looking at our newswire alerts, seeing all the headlines streaming in, which are the ones we should be letting traders know about?
Ross Stores, it's ticker ROST. They're set to open 60 new stores this year. Ross Stores, ROST. Ticker VERU, Victor Edward Richard Under. They're exploring strategic alternatives for its legacy female health business. Apparently, they just hired Morgan Stanley as the lead financial advisor to assist it.
One on Sun Country Airlines, ticker SNCY. Their holdings are expected to price IPO of $9.9 million at $21 to $23 per share.
GameStop, ticker GME. They just chose Chewy.com founder Ryan Cohen to lead their board committee and focus on an e-commerce shift.
Westwater Resources, ticker WWR, has changed its listing from New York Stock Exchange to NASDAQ. From NASDAQ to New York Stock Exchange.
This is really from Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley analysts came out and said Walmart Plus survey shows subscribers are increasing at the Walmart Plus section. Camping Worldwide, they're planning to expand into 3 more states. That's ticker CWH. CWH is apparently expanded into Delaware, Nebraska, and Montana.
Atlas Corp, ticker ATCO, announced a joint venture with Zhejiang Energy Group.
Ticker ITI, India, Tom India. They're initiating a review of strategic alternatives.
IQVIA, ticker IQV, is collaborating with Janssen, which is Johnson & Johnson company, ticker J&J, on a COVID-19 vaccine trial.
Ticker PSO, Paul, Sam, Oscar. This is Pearson. They're launching a strategic review of international courseware and local publishing businesses.
Anything else interesting for you, Bill?
No, that's all I'm seeing this morning.
Same here. So that'll do it for us as far as what's hot off the press. But traders, keep in mind, you can receive this same breaking news just like us simply by subscribing at newsware.com. Check us out for a free trial today. It will definitely up your trading game. Moving into our scoreboard, talking about how our picks did from Friday, I had Goodwill Acquisitions. That's ticker GWAC. It opened at $11.38. But that was high, and we said hold till this stock hit under 1050, or at least at 1050. And by about 10:20 a.m., surely enough, that happened, and traders could get in for as low as $10.38 is what it went down to. And from there, the stock gradually shot up until it reached as high as $11.30 into closing just a little bit lower at $11.12. However, this morning in pre-market, the shareholders would be back up $11.45 per share today for a total of a 10.3% gain. So a really big move for us and a great start for our week. How'd yours end up doing, Bill?
I did good. I went with McDonald's on Friday, and McDonald's ticker MCD, opened up at 205.87, and traded, went a little higher. Then it started to sell off a little bit with the market because we were down 400 points at one point. But on that comeback, it just rallied all the way up to $208.23. So that was a big gain. Closed out at 207.35. Giving you a nice gain on the day in shares of McDonald's MCD. So that was a good one.
Nice. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Trade Talk. But traders, you know what to do. Let's get out there. Let's make some green.